a stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beach dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need 3 wishes. Stay at home, Disney Dad.
We press play on this gem. Trailers for Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken and White Fang, both great movies, so I have hope for this one if that's the trailers they chose. Feature presentation, Walt Disney Pictures presents Shipwrecked. Credits over shots of rolling waves based on the book Hasuker Hasuked. The f*** is that? England, 1859, we get a steamy alley and this movie is dark and shot all handheld. There's a bobby, walking the alleys alone at night or patrolling the beat as it were. Someone in the shadows calls out for Officer Howell, and he asks, Mary! And he says, Mary, you're dead! And this is a man named Mary. And then a second guy jumps out of the shadows, and his name is Merrick. Merrick pulls a gun on the cop, or is he a sailor? Either way, he says, give me your uniform, and the sailor starts undressing, and bang! They shoot him just as we cut on the, noise of some kid being thrown in the snow. And the kid goes, you'll be sorry when my dad comes home, to his bullies, and his bullies are like, your dad is dead. And if he isn't, he better not come home because he owes our dads a bunch of money. Anyway, they beat the shit out of the kid and he goes home and his dad is home. And he got kicked out of the Navy like his dad did because he mangled his leg. So this seaman was discharged or whatever. And he says he has something for his son, a gift. Something he dreamed about when he was a kid. He sold his son to be a lackey on some ship. What a gift. Norway, says the screen, by the way, if you're keeping track. This takes place in Norway. Then Mama's like, well, he's too young to be a ship lackey, and we need him here now at home because of your leg. And Dad is like, you're right. I guess he'll stay home. Just happened. So they go to the bank, and Dad asks for a loan extension because he can't work because of his bad leg, and he's told he can't get an extended loan because he can't work because of his bad leg, and now the family's That bully and his dad come over to actually collect a real debt, and then the bully comes outside after the parents meet and goes, hey, loser, this is our farm now. You got to get off by tomorrow because your dad can't pay the debt. And suddenly the kid goes, I'll pay the debt. He goes running inside. I'm going to go be a shipmate and make this money. One-legged dad is proud because little Hacken is a hero. He gives his kid something for good luck. I think it's a knife. And he sends him on his way out of snowy Norway to be a shipmate. Also, the kid's name is Hacken. The VHS case says this is Home Alone with pirates, and that's awesome. He gets to the ship and he gets called below. The captain asks him, your father is a big man, so why are you so tiny? Oof. He continues with, there's no room for children on this ship. The men immediately start screwing with this kid. They're like, hurry up, get there, untie the stuff, retie the stuff. And he's swabbing the deck. Everyone is just being mean to him. They're like, busting his balls. Yeah, his dad did give him his lucky killing knife. That's fine. Montage of him getting the hang of it. You're the best around. No one's ever gonna keep you down. The captain wants to see him. The captain goes, have you ever seen one of these? It's called a photograph. And he hands him a photo of the captain and his father. He goes, this will remind you of home during the long voyage. Montage continues. He's getting the hang of it. He's fitting in. They get to land, and immediately some kid tries to pickpocket his dad's knife out of his jacket. And it's time for the kid to smarten up. We get some just ludicrously nasty prostitutes, and this blonde guy from the ship, he's taking a liking to this kid. He goes, see what I mean? You gotta protect your valuables, and that's a joke. The blonde is a good guy, and he's a big brother to kid, keeping away from prostitutes and pickpockets, watching out for him. They go to a bar, somehow the kid gets in. They buy the kid milk and laugh at him, yell, bottoms up! And then he says he'll buy the next round, and it's all milk, and he goes, bottoms up, and they drink their milk because of some seaman law about bottoms up when someone buys you a drink or something. I don't really know. The voyage ahead takes them to Sydney and then Calcutta, which is pirate territory. They bring out Captain Howell, one of the most respected officers from the British Navy, and this guy gets the evil bad guy entrance music, and he says, you're all fine seamen. Don't worry about pirates. The kid finds a clue like Scooby-Doo, and he finds a hidden compartment in the ship full of guns. Not sure what's happening because like the music is light and playful. He turns and he runs right into Captain Howell. He says, "We'll keep this to ourselves, won't we, kid? Because we're mates. And you're a true sailor, and a true sailor knows when to keep his damn mouth shut for the sake of the ship and his shipmates." And the kid says, "Yeah, I don't know any secrets." And he's like, "Good." The kid corners the captain, the other guy, and is about to like narc out the dude with the guns. Get my captains mixed up. He dances around it, and the real captain's like, "Sleep on it. And if it feels important in the morning, come tell me about it." Then the captain pours himself a stiff drink. Not sure why we hung on that for a few extra minutes, but we did. The next day, he decides he's going to go tell the captain about the guns, and he's blocked by the gun smuggler from the door. And we learn that the captain has died, and okay, I'm guessing the alcohol was poison. That was the point of the scene. They give the captain a sailor's funeral and basically dump him overboard, and they sing a shanty. Hacken shows his blonde friend the boxes marked glasses that are actually guns, and he's like, "This is fine. We're on a ship. We're going by pirates." They'll go to Australia. Some ginger bumbler tells the kid, "Sydney is the kind of harbour that leaves a mark on a sailor." Then they're told they're not actually going to stop in Sydney. It's canceled. The new Captain Howell reminds them that they're his bitches now, and they take on a bunch of sketchy men instead. And Howell's like, "We're going to need these sketchy men to fight pirates." Methinks these are the pirates that he just brought on. Later that night, Hacken hears something sneaking around, and he jumps this guy in the shadows with his knife, and it turns out to be a stowaway little girl who just happens to be the same age as him. She has an uncle in Calcutta. This is Mary, and she will teach him to read. What happened to the other guy named Mary from the start of the... Oh, I'm an idiot. The guy that took the uniform and is the fake Captain Howell, that's the guy smuggling guns. And he brought on his pirate friends and gets the bad guy music. I'm dumb. Oh, God, that's embarrassing. Okay, anyway, he's down below with this girl, and his blonde buddy busts him, and he's like, "I can't be part of this. Hiding a stowaway is bad news. This is on you, kid." And girl, like, I get it. This is an adventure Disney movie, but as an adult, watching a teenage girl hiding on a boat full of grown men who haven't seen a woman in like half a year is just about the worst idea you could ever have. Ever. The next day, the captain lines everyone up and says, "Hey, I found a thief among us. I want to know who has been harboring the stowaway. Step forward." Someone's been stealing food for her and harboring the stowaway. The blonde guy goes, "She's just a little girl." And the captain says, "Well, 40 lashes for you for speaking up, blonde guy. You clearly knew about her." And then Hacken goes, "No, it was me." And they lift up Hacken, this little kid's shirt, and they're going to whip him with a cat of nine tails. And the blonde guy goes, "You can't whip the kid, you'll kill him." And the captain goes, "No, I won't whip him." And he throws it down at the blonde guy's feet. He goes, "You whip the kid." And it gets like super tense. And then suddenly the storm comes roaring in overhead out of nowhere, and everyone has to scramble to do their jobs, and the kid doesn't die because everyone's going to die if they don't do their jobs because of the storm. The girl's in the cell below, and it's filling up with water. This is terrifying. Like, the boat hits rocks and smashes, and everybody's gonna die. Everyone's abandoning ship like the Titanic, and Hacken goes down and lets out the girl. There's another super awkward, tense moment where you have to like dive underwater to unchain her foot with the key as the water just raises above her head. Jeez, the blonde guy runs back and to help the kids. They all topple into the water, and the kid is separated from his blonde older friend and the young girl. The kid wakes up on the beach. He tries getting coconuts. He walks around the island, trying not to think about what his blonde friend and the teenage girl might be doing without him there. We get some National Geographic stock footage. A snake almost bites him in the face. He finds a cave in the side of the hill and explores it. He trips and lands beside a skull. So he goes back out. He builds a fire and weapons and a torch, and he goes back in with a torch. He falls into a pit. He climbs out. He finds a legit treasure chest full of gold and another full of guns and a sword, and he's running around the beach with a sword like Alibaba. He finds a shipwreck that floated ashore. Was that his own ship? Yeah, I think. He finds a bugle and that girl's book that she was going to teach him to read with, and some distress fireworks. He sets them off. There's lots of weird camera movements in this. In and out, zooms and pushes and pulls. He finds a newspaper about that Merrick guy and realizes that's not Captain Howell. That's escaped pirate Merrick. A gorilla tries to kill him, and he plays the bugle, and the gorilla runs away. There's a lot. He tries to make a trap, and it launches that stupid gorilla into the air, and that was pretty funny for some reason. I laughed out loud. The kid sleeps and dreams about his family back in the snow and starts screaming for his mama, and the guy in the ape suit comes to console him. The ape starts like rubbing the kid's shoulder, and it's getting weird, and I usually skip this part. He builds himself a little boat, then gets a gun and explores some little village close by. The island people are dancing and partying, and suddenly it gets dark. We see a bunch of men like assaulting that teenage girl, the stowaway, and Hacken runs out and is like, "Oh, stop hurting her!" It's a big misunderstanding. They are, quote, like brothers and sisters. They're like brothers, just giving her a hard time. You know how brothers do. These natives took her and that blonde guy, and they've been helping them search for Hacken on the island. I was promised Home Alone with pirates. He takes his troop back to where he found the hidden treasure, and whose hidden treasure is it? You better believe it's Merrick's. Him and his lackeys go to get it back, and it's not there. He's angry. Run, kids. No, they hide behind a tree like 20 feet away as Merrick's losing his mind. Where's my treasure? I'm going to kill everyone. He comes out screaming about how he wants his gold, and this actor is scary. He is a great villain. This is good casting. Merrick goes back to the ship, and then he returns to the beach with a rowboat with a couple of like the good guys still alive and captive. And the kids are like, well, we got to free those guys. We're not leaving without our friends. And the trio, they hatch a plan. They send the girl sailing away in a rowboat with the treasure, and the boys remain to kick some pirate ass on the beach. Oh, she rowboats to the ship while the bad guys are on the island. She frees the other men being held captive there. This is a solid little movie. This is a solid little plot. Back at Merrick's camp, the boys drop a box of ammo onto the fire, and it starts exploding, and Merrick and his men run away. And as Hacken and the blonde guy untie the prisoners, the pirates brought to the shore for some reason, and the four of them make a break with it, with the pirates with guns running behind, shooting above their head for some reason. The kid gets the adult prisoners across some like cartoon log bridge to safety, but then the kid tips the log bridge, so Hacken is stuck on the side with the pirates, and the other guys are safe. He runs back to help his blonde buddy. Not sure what that was about. Good move, I guess. Nice guy. Their Home Alone jungle traps keep foiling the pirates, and it looks like they're in the clear, and then they run straight into Merrick, who is calm and steely and just terrifying. He's like, I thought we were mates. I thought we were friends. That's kind of funny. Then he pulls his gun and he's like, I'm going to count to 3, and if you don't tell me where my treasure is, I'm going to blow your head off. And he counts to 2 and then steps forward, and the last Scooby-Doo trap flips him upside down. The good guys escape back to the boat, and the pirate henchmen pull Merrick down, and now it's a boat race to the big ship, but the girl is already on the ship, and just as Merrick is about to shoot the kid in the back of the head, the girl uses a cannon, and it's a direct hit, and Merrick's rowboat explodes somehow, and he doggy paddles as he yells, come back here, I'll skin you all alive. And he does the actual like fist shaking, I'll get you, as they sail away. We jump forward, and Hacken returns home to his lazy one-legged dad with a treasure chest full of gold on horseback. First thing I would do, pay to have those bullies killed. And his dad, legit. So he brings Mary home with him, and he's like, Mom, Dad, this is Mary. She'll be staying with us, and she's staying in my room with me, and no more questions. And damn, he did. He bought that bully boy. He's like, get our luggage, and that bully boy eats was like, right away, sir, because everyone has a price and all that. And credits roll. I cannot explain it, but this felt like absolute peak old-timey live Disney movie. Like the music, the pacing, the action. This was classic Disney live action to an absolute T.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and personal appearance that he has. Thank you.
Okay, Macy.
I'm still Jenny from the block.